or is it afternoon? Whatever it is, there's been a bit of September madness here today. So just started the live and then found that I was calling the emergency services by accident. It has been a while, hasn't it? So my apologies for that. We have suddenly had, you know, all of the ambulances, police and all kinds of things here without really realising it. So my apologies. The sun is here. September sunshine. Summer at last in the UK. And it has not felt like that for the last couple of years, hasn't it? Couple of years, couple of weeks, hasn't it? I mean, what a summer for us gardeners. It's been horrendous, hasn't it? And it's been so long since I've been live with you. We've got so much to talk about, and my goodness me, I have really missed you. And last weekend, when I was luxuriating and relaxing at the Pig Hotel, I could not help but have you on my mind an awful lot. So let me find my old lady glasses, and I'd love to see who's with us today. Let's have a look. How exciting. So, right, okay. Hello there, Melinda, Dogs and Dirt, Jenny Wen in the Garden, my friend Kat over in Canada. Nice to see you, Small Town Gardening. The Chai Gardener, so much love to you right now. Miss Rico, Kathy Cameron, Kaz Savage, Bovis82, Teresa Capitelli, Cranley Gardens, Dogs and Dirt, all sorts of people, Secret Gardens. Hello from Greece, Joe. Nice to see you, Jenny Wren. Winter Zitron, hi Michael, Aneski, Garden Series, hey Shweta. Hello there, everybody. Granny Patty Gay. Gosh, lots of you here. I miss you too, Nicola Henson. Oh, so much indeed. I hope you can hear me and I hope that you can see me. Lexi, do let me know, won't you? The comments are coming thick and fast. I won't be able to keep up with all of them, but hopefully you'll be able to keep up with each other. And as ever, watch out for that MRG back row. It can be rather naughty. So what have we been up to? Yesterday, and we're not going to dwell on this, I spent 6 hours trying to get Oasis tickets. So tired after at the end of it, never putting myself through that again, as Russell Evans, one of our community, kindly told me. So, and yeah, blur all the way from here on in. So this morning, I have been out in the garden and just having a great time. Okay, it's buffering a lot. Is that correct? Let me know if it's buffering a lot. My video keeps stalling. Is it just you? Let me know if we're buffering and I will switch over. No, it's buffering everywhere. Hold on. I'm going to. Let's see. Right. We've turned the Wi-Fi on. We have opened up the bifold doors. So let me know if that buffering has just calmed down a little bit for everybody now. So just give it a second. Is it still buffering? So let's see. Am I loud and clear and talking to you from Hampshire? Let me know. Goodness me. It's okay now, Tina McCarthy. Phew, that seems to be better. Seems good. Thanks, Peter Aylett, my Petersfield friend. So nice to see you there. Seems better here. Looking much better. Phew, thank you for persevering with that. So, yesterday, we're going to forget about that. No more Oasis talk here. Blur all the way, and then the other bands that we seem to fancy. And this morning, what a beautiful morning it's been. The gardens have had tough work this year, haven't they? So this morning I decided to get out and see Gertie with the much maligned, rather neglected tomatoes that she's growing for me over there. And yeah, sort of starting to get a bit mildewy over there. So I went and I cut off most of the leaves, so we've just got bare stalks going up there now. So, and there's a few tomatoes coming at the moment. And to be honest, if I just get one tomato from each plant, I think I'm growing 12 varieties, I'll be happy with that. So, but I know lots of you, and I might just sit down a bit. Let's just go like this. And I'm going to give you a little garden tour as well. So I know lots of you are probably getting a bit mildewy at the moment. Did anyone get any courgettes? The slugs completely mullered all of my courgettes. So I didn't have any growing really since the moment I got back from Chelsea. But there is an awful lot of mildew around. Now, this morning, I did pick myself 3 little posy pots of sweet peas. Not my usual colours, I must admit, but I cannot complain because these were planted by my darling husband, Jules, whilst I was at Chelsea, building that super massive garden. And And what has survived quite honestly. And I think we got some weird old colours in the mix there, but I'm very delighted to still have them. But when I was looking at them this morning, I was thinking we're starting to get a bit mildewy down there. And if you have got courgettes, and lots of people seeming that they haven't had very many courgettes as well, lots of people having them mullered by slugs and snails. So yeah, I'm so glad that it's not just me. But I did decide that I was going to get my DIY mildew spray out and just give them a little bit of a spray. Now this won't completely bring your courgettes, if you're lucky enough to have any, or your sweet peas, or indeed anything that you're growing that's getting a bit mildewy after all the wet and suddenly and I'm not going to complain about it, super massive heat. This might just help you out. Super easy to make. I knocked some of this up from what I've got in my cupboards this morning. So what it is, you just need a spray bottle. I've got glass and plastic. And yeah, all you need, and this is you know, I'm always raising the kitchen, aren't I? So I've got some really ancient bicarb of soda. So a little tiny bit of that. And then you're supposed to use sunflower oil, but actually I haven't got any of that. So I use some super fancy olive oil. Don't tell Jaws, it's more expensive than gold these days, isn't it? And then you just put a tiny bit as well, a bit like you do with aphid stuff, of washing up liquid. And we buy our washing up liquid from Bauer Collective. It's completely eco-friendly, so and refill it. So a bit of that, and then a load of water in it. And I'm not joking. When you spray this on, there we go, all over my phone there, you can literally see it completely, the mildew sort of seems to vanish on it. So, and honestly, that seems to help keep those mildewy plants just limping along a little bit longer than they would ordinarily. So I can highly, highly recommend that if, like me, you want to eke every single last flower out of your plants. Now we've got a late summer happening. So yeah, oh dogs and don't, you've got your first grape harvest since you moved into your into your house 3 years ago. That's brilliant. Well done you. So shall we have a natter about slugs and snails? And do let me know in the comments below if there's anything you particularly like to talk about. My goodness me, they have been an absolute menace this year, haven't they? They really have. So we started the year, mostly I had my head down in Chelsea. So I'm afraid the garden did get a tiny bit neglected. But as you know, it is kind of my peace and solace, and I do love to get out here. So, but I just didn't have as much time as usual. So we started off by using nematodes. Quite honestly, they are usually my saviour for all of the mollusk mafia that come around my garden. They're just little tiny microscopic organisms that you mix into your watering can, or you can get one of those special hose adapters, and you just splosh them around your borders, and they live their lives below ground in the soil, and they bury themselves into the bodies of the slugs and sort of kill them off. So quite honestly, and I know that we're supposed to love all God's creatures, and I know that the RHS is saying that they are part of the garden's ecosystem, which they absolutely are. And if you see them like I do going around on a late night slug hunt most evenings, you'll see that they are eating up all of that sort of decomposing waste around the garden, all that dead matter, which is fantastic to go back into the soil. But I'm telling you, every single night we're going out with head torches. It's getting earlier and earlier, thankfully. Now that's the only good thing about the days getting shorter. And collecting at least 100 every single night. And so, you know, I think there's been a bit of a plague, and I would like to keep their numbers down. So yeah, so it's been really difficult, hasn't it? They are taking over the world's sweary spice, aren't they? So you're the only one who likes slugs. Yes, you are, Jenny Wren, I'm afraid. So, and yeah, it's just been completely, you know, difficult to keep things alive when you're kind of working full time, etc., etc. But I have managed. Lots of things are a bit late this year. Lots of things only just starting to reach their stride now. Shall we have a look? I'm just going to take you around and we'll just have a quick look at the garden. So what I'm going to do, I've got this fancy thing that I'm going to have a go and see if I can use on my little, there we go. It's like a selfie stick and stand all at once. So what I'll do is I'll go down the side of the garden. Let me know if we start to buffer, and I'll just give you a little bit of a show around. I can't see you writing very well here because you're rather in the sun, but let's just have a look. Tell me if you're buffering and keep on shouting at me if we are. So I'm going to go all the way down the side axis backwards so we can see what stage the garden's at, and see if yours is something similar. Right, so let's turn the screen around. There we go. Right, okay. So we're in the side return, as you can see. So I've been watering the main borders this morning because it's been rather dry. So are you buffering, Chrissy? Am I buffering? So, and then we can go down and see what's actually happening in the garden. So I got rid of all of the white anemones last year because they're rather strident. And you can see here we've got Burgundy Manor Astrantias. Let's go right up and have a look. They're a bit kind of Burgundy Astrantia Manor. It's giving me my second flush because I cut them right down to the ground. And then we've got this beautiful Astrantia. His name escapes me for the moment, but I know it's on the grid. So, which I believe is a much better fit to the whites that were here previously. Going down into the Teucrium, which has been flowering with its flower spikes all summer, and then coming into what are the shortest Tithonia torches that I've ever had in my garden ever. But nonetheless, they're there and they are magnificent. And just as I was chatting with you, I can see that there were bees just all over them. So the pots of dahlias, some have fared better than others actually. So, and they're only just starting to go into flower. I keep on cutting down every single bud as it produces because I want to extend them for longer. And I'll tell you for why in a second. But here you can see Josie. She's still yet to come into flower. And you can see that the slugs, even though we've been really good at our collections, have been mulling her rather. But she's still okay. And then we're going up to all kinds of things just starting to go into bud. I'm going to go back so you can see a little bit on this side too, because as you know, I like to grow my dahlias in various pot sizes. This Cosmos has been absolutely fantastic. I'm going to show you one that's in the light. So it's really gorgeous. I've got to put it in a pot and it's Fandango. And it's just such a glorious colour, particularly when it's backlit. And my goodness me, what a generous flowerer. Oh, Lou, I'm glad your Tithonias are tiny too this year. And we're just going to go into a few of the dahlias which are flowering. So that's one of the bishops there, just about to come into bud. You can see that the slugs have even been feasting a little bit in their bud here. You can see that Miss Matilda, Watson Matilda, has had a little bit of scrumptiousness going on with her. And then I reckon in about a week, with the amount of flower bud that's about to open, so excited about this one. So it's classic. And you probably already grow it already, but this one is Thomas Edison. So, and what I do with my dahlias is I cut them down really low. You can perhaps see on this Thomas Edison there. So you get these side shoots coming up. So that will double up your dahlias there. So, but with that one, I just let it grow because I'm just too desperate to see the dahlias coming up. So yeah, so there's loads about to burst there. Just got tripped over by Bill and Ben, and tons to go here. And I've been experimenting a little bit. There she is, good old Chat Noir, just about to go for it. And I've been experimenting rather like Jimmy Blake. And honestly, if you missed Jimmy Blake's live this morning on dahlias, go and have a look. It was so good. So with dahlias that are small, and this one is called Dracula, which I thought might be quite handy for front of borders, kind of a little bit bigger. And then we've got some super big ones, which I'll tell you about. There's no point in looking at them really when they're not in flower. So, oh, this one's a gorgeous one. So, and this is Bright Eyes. I'm hoping you can see the flower colour. absolutely glorious. And what I've really enjoyed about this bright eye, it seems to be a medium height, you can sort of see, I'll just go up from the pot. It's an old bathtub going up, 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 through the African basil, which is alive with bees, up, 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 is the foliage. The foliage of this dahlia has kept me engaged with it ever since it started coming into leaf. You can see, sorry, I just popped you over there. You can see it's got this sort of deep purple, almost brown maroon stem. And then the foliage as well has got this veining on it in the same tone. So it's a really pretty plant even before it starts to flower. I'm super duper pleased with it, if I'm honest, and would highly recommend. Now, what else can I show you? The zinnias, my goodness me, they've been so slow to flower this year. So, but we're starting slowly to get a few. You can see one there. And the garden is just really, really late. So it feels a little bit like we are kind of having late summer at the beginning of what would usually be early autumn. Just going to go up and up and up. I can't really see if you can see, quite honestly, but hopefully you can. I'm just going to give you a swing around. So it's a little bit bright, so maybe you can see a few things, hopefully. Oh, look, that's me. That's, as you know, I always like to kind of put out all of my stuff so that I've got a sort of a statement of intent for myself, so that I can't get away with not finishing the garden tasks that I'm wanting to finish. So everything's out here. I'll show you around that table in a tick. Good, I'm glad you can see, Kat. Great, great, great. Your zinnias were fodder for the slugs, Mary Woking. I know, exactly the same. So I really thought I wasn't going to get a single one. Now I'm just going to show you this because I'm really pleased with this little combo. And this, can you see it okay? That is a fantastic Rudbeckia. And the one thing that I really love about having this split deck is that I can see plants in a completely different perspective from if. Oh, look at that. You can see wildlife just enjoying this, which is Verbena baileyana. And I'll tell you about that in a second. I can see plants from a different perspective, so I can really appreciate them from above. And so I'm quite lucky that I can have things growing like that quite medium-sized dahlia with a backdrop of my favourite miscanthus, which is Malpartus. And you can see that there we've got the sunflowers that are kind of at knee height when you're up here. So yeah, so there we are. I think there's a couple of pigeons there that are either having a fight or about to make love. So we will see. But I'll just give you a quick spin round. So from here, so that's the statement of intent table, where I'm going to definitely get some jobs ticked off my list this afternoon, going round and through. So I'm going to take out all of the mildew peas from in the veg splodge. And then we've got the large lady border, as I like to think of it, all of the pots, which are about to burst into bloom, a little bit of a messy muddle down there on the side return, which I'm rather liking, and then through to the dahlias again. And then, woo, just quickly ignore the mess on my kitchen table and then come back round again. So yeah, good, right, okay. So I know that if I go any further down, then I might well lose you. So let's not chance it. Let's put you back down here and let's have a ladder. So, right, how do I open this up? There we go. Good, so how have we been? How's life been treating everybody? Pigeons. Absolutely. So I must tell you about that Verbena. It's baileyana, and it's a new plant on me this year. I might even go and get a sprig of it because, as you know, gardening day. So we've got our secateurs and our hori on my back. So I'm just going to get a sprig of this so you can see it, and then I can pop it into a vase actually for this afternoon. So right, and we'll see how it cuts. So that is the Verbena, and this is, I'm just going to get a bit of this, the baileyana. Right, back again. Right, so let me show you these. So this is Verbena baileyana. And I love it because it is a cross and it has the very best attributes of Verbena hastata, which is a very tall, sort of slightly less pinched version of the ever gorgeous and ever useful Verbena bonariensis. And then Verbena Bampton, which I don't particularly like. I know it's a garden designer's favourite at the Mo, but I just don't really like it. And it has those purple leaves. So this has kind of purpley toned foliage, but the height and the kind of sort of almost like a Nyphophia spire opening teeny tiny flowers and the same airy waft as the starter. So love it. Get some of that if you see it anywhere. That is Verbena baileyana. And then this, look at this Rudbeckia. So something slightly different, Henry Eilers. And I love how this kind of has like little spoons of petal around the central disc there. So, and it opens like little soft yellow stars. And yellow is a plant that I've been super enjoying this colour that I've been super enjoying this year. You'll have seen I had a lot of fun with it at Chelsea. And it's a colour that loads of our clients say, oh, please don't include yellow in a garden. But more and more, I find its usefulness much better than cream or white, just to give a little bit of buzz for those other plants to perform against in your garden. Isn't it gorgeous? So that's Henry Eilers. I'm really glad you like it. So Hare Cottage Garden has had clouds of Bampton, which have been flowering all summer long. Yes, absolutely. But it's shorter. But this also flowers all summer long. It's a new variety and it's taller. And I think less kind of sticky looking than the Bampton is. I mean, each their own. So I call it potato, you call it potato, whatever. Everybody's gardens are their own, but I much prefer this one. So definitely. You need some more yellow in your garden, Jill. So absolutely. And I think I'm hoping that people will start to see the benefits of having exactly that. So, right, I'll put that there. Now, what would you like to know about? There's tons of things been going on this summer for all of us. So otherwise, I'm going to tell you the jobs that I'm going to do this afternoon. Let's have a look and see. If anybody wants to know anything in particular about Chelsea, what I've been up to, I've got some secret things that I can't tell you, but a very exciting, super huge project that I'm sure will be over the press very soon. So, gosh, honestly, why would a client ask me to keep a secret? I find it so difficult, particularly not to tell all of you guys. We've been through so much together, haven't we? So yeah, but a super huge project. So yeah, okay. Right, okay, let's see. Anybody want to know anything in particular? Not particularly. Right, so I'm going to tell you what I'm going to get up to this afternoon. First of all, I'm going to show you my hose. So yeah. So, right, okay. So the hose, and I will come back to your project, to your comments and just see what you're after. If you haven't got one of these extendable hoses, then I would really recommend you investing in one. So this is the hose that I will use in the summer at this time of year. And I'll keep using my water butts for my containers and the like. I'm washing up water because, as we know, I buy the organic stuff that you can just put into your flower pots. But at this time of year, when you've got quite wide borders, don't water plants just all over their heads when they need their water at their feet. So what's brilliant about that extending hose is that I can get right into the border with it and through the plants and just water those plants exactly where they need it. Mine's from Hose Lock. It's nothing special. I have had all sorts of different extending lances in the past, but I always come back to the Hose Lock. It's really brilliant. So good. And then where do I get my energy? No idea. It's irritating sometimes to people, I have to say. So yes, someone write me down the name of that Verbena, please. I'll put it on stories afterwards for you. It's Verbena baileyana. Can't say it very well, can I? Baileyana is what it's called. Baileyana. So I'll do that later on because I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon out here just really enjoying all of the gardening. So yeah, secrets, absolutely. You've had a really busy year, seems you've never stopped. It's felt like it actually, which is why I really enjoyed the pig last year. Now I know somebody was asking me about National Trust projects, so that is going up to the project with the National Trust. Okay, so the garden is now with Blue Diamond Garden Centres, and it's up north in Cheshire. And actually I'm hoping to have a call this week just to see about how it's going to be rebuilt and the timings on that, so I'll share that as soon as I can. One thing I can tell you actually, and it's really hard work, and I'm not sure that I'm really enjoying it yet, is that I'm writing a book, my 5th book. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I just love to share, as you know. So yeah, I'm writing a book. I can't tell you what it's about because otherwise the publisher says you can't tell people what it's about because someone else might pinch the idea. But yeah, in between everything else, I'm trying to write a book. So I think it's quite a good idea because, you know, at some point I'm going to have to slow down and spend more time at home. And Jules, I know you'll want to know, is still here. He's still smiling. We're still living in each moment, but he is getting more and more fragile. So, and the book will allow me to sit and be with him and type away. So yeah, so I'm doing that. And then, yeah, there's a few other projects in the pipeline. Why can't I tell you? So, but the massive, and I'm sure it'll be in the national press. So very exciting. So can't wait to tell you. Very vibrant is all I'm going to say. So yeah, so there's that. Anybody else want to know anything in particular? So, thank you. Everybody's being so kind about the book. Hello there, Danny Green. Nice to see you. So, right, okay, lovely. And so what I'm going to do for the rest of the afternoon is I'm going to start collecting seeds. So every year I say I'm going to do this, is that I'm going to collect some seed and try and sow things from the seed that I already have. Don't know if I'll succeed, and I do have some rather lovely Chiltern Seeds vouchers to spend. So, but I'm going to give it a go, because even if I do nothing with this sunflower head except put it in the shed and let it dry out, I should be able to just collect from it next year, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to start to I'm also going to, inspired by Jimmy, save some seeds from some of my favourite dahlias as they flower and go over, and just see what surprise dahlias I get next year, rather than just simply buying Dahlias Bishop's Children. We'll have MRG Dahlia Children, I think, going next year. Just to see which ones, it's quite exciting, what colours will be produced, if they'll be bi-colour, just exciting. And I could see Jimmy Blake's excitement this morning when he was talking about his. And then what I'm going to do is I still haven't sown all of the hardy annuals that I wanted to sow, and also the biennials that I've wanted to sow. Look, I got this from Chiltern Seed. When did they post it? It doesn't have a date on it. It's a few weeks ago now. I haven't even opened it. Should we open it now together? Let's just see what I ordered. So let's see. I'll open it up now. I spent a fortune last weekend at Chiltern Seed. Yeah, I know. It's very, very easily done, isn't it? Where have I put my secateurs? Can't find them. Right, I'll use these floristry scissors instead. We'll just open this up. The other thing that I really must do, and I wonder how many people have done it, is put in my bulb order. Haven't done that either. So there's quite a lot to be doing over the next few weeks, I'd say. So, but it's not hard work. It's lovely work, isn't it? To be thinking about what we're going to be doing, what jobs need to be done, so what we're going to be planting for the following year. And it just keeps us going, keeps us knowing that we've got something to look forward to, no matter what's going on in our lives. And that's what I'll always thank this community for giving me back that mojo and making me be accountable, not just as a garden designer, but as a gardener. So because I do love it. Right, let's go through these, shall we? Anybody want to know? And what I'll do is I will take a photograph of them, if you fancy, later on this evening, because I'm spending the rest of the afternoon gardening, and I've promised Gilbert who actually, I've just realised, is still not out of bed, and it's 1 o'clock. I think I might be going up to his bedroom after this live. So a Sunday lunch. So we're going to be Yorkshire pudding this afternoon for sure. So loads of people haven't ordered their bulbs yet. Ros Gardens, you are putting us all to shame. I think you need to be on the front row these days, not on the back row. You need a gold star. Kath, Miss Rico, on your list to do. Kat, just thinking I need to order some bulbs. Oh, Michael had a dahlia project this year. So many different varieties from one mother plant. I recommend to collect seeds from everybody. Lexi saying we've all been there, Anne-Marie. Brilliant. Happy showing in the shade. Oh, Jackie's done her Peter Nissen order this afternoon. Already done it. Adie's just appeared. Shweta Sun, love it. Yeah. She's an inky swat, says Paula of Res. Right, Ros. Okay, right, let's go. So what have we got? Digitalis purpurea dalmatian. Now that is a really super fine purpley double, kind of different sort of bitone almost plant. We had this at Chelsea, Dalmatian purple, super good. It was the really pinky purple foxglove that was at the back of the garden going up into the woodland area. It feels like there's a lot of seed in here, but I don't know if I believe that. It might just be it's protected in some bubble wrap. And then we've got Yellow Herald, Digitalis pharyngiana. So that's a super tall one. So, and that will be a rusty, sun-loving variety. And then we've got Flat, Digitalis pharyngiana, rusty foxglove is what it's called. Dara, Dorcas carota Dara. Mine were rubbish this year. The slugs just scoffed what was put out there. And some of them just haven't grown. They've been down at the bottom of the garden, haven't grown whatsoever. So anybody else in the same boat? So here, Erysimum. So those are wallflowers for winter. It does say that we can sow them outdoors August, September, so I might be all right. So we've got Scarlet Bedder, Vulcan, Alleonii. Don't know that one, wallflower. Those need to be done with urgency. So I'm putting those straight out to do this afternoon. And then we've got some violas, tiger eye pansies. So those need to be done. Wild parsnip, Pastinaca, can't say that, Pastinaca sativa, wild parsnip, Lunaria cheglo. We always need that in our lives, don't we? More of that, 2 packets, 3 packets of those. Oh, goodness me, I think I might have pressed the button. Anybody want some Lunaria cheglo? Look how many I've ordered by mistake. 7 packets. What a fool. Never mind. All good seed will last for a while. And if anybody wants some, you know where to find some with me. A bit more Fire King. And yeah, I think that's about it. So Tiger Eye Yellows. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be getting on with this afternoon. But the other thing that I'm going to be doing, I've got my rusty old plant in here, is I am going to be looking through this. Looking through the old seed tin. Had this for years, maybe 30 years, since the days when I had an allotment up at Kew. That yes, thanks for reminding me. I was thrown off, so because I was doing lots of television at the time, and my plot was in such a mess that the allotment sort of principal said, "Do you really think you're taking on too much here, Anne-Marie?" It's not a new thing. So, and I was asked to leave at the prime of my television career. Good Lord. Never mind, never mind. So I will be going through there over the next week, actually, every evening. Quite a fun thing to do, and just writing a list of anything that I'm missing. So, and yeah, I'll try not to overorder, but as you know, we all do it, and I'm not going to worry about it because there's so much fun to be had just in thinking what might be, what could be, what might be coming our way if we just give the garden small nuggets of time every now and again when we have that time and opportunity available to us. And do you know what? I'm super glad that I've had the time and opportunity today to be with you. So let's see, what else have you been talking about? Kath's not been up to her plot for weeks either. She might be thrown off too. Do you know, I love this gardening community of ours. I love our honesty. So I just feel like I can just say anything really here. Well, not quite anything, but you know, garden designers, we are just normal people, aren't we? And I think sometimes it can seem that everything that you see on Instagram is completely perfect and that nobody has any problems if they're pro-horticulturalist. Believe me, we all do. So it's just what we tend to show you or share with you. So, and at this stage in my career, I'm too long in the tooth not to be honest about the successes and indeed the failures that I might have, because we all have them, absolutely. Right, okay, let me just have a look and read and see if there was any other things that people wanted to chat about. Oh, goodness me, I could chat all afternoon, but I really can't. You'll get bored, and I must go and wake up my 15-year-old. So lovely to see you all. I am going to see if I can do this more regularly as we go along through the next few months, because now the summer's out, we are going to be at home an awful lot more, aren't we? Oh, thank you, H. Millardo 410. How is Gilbert? Gilbert is fine. He's coping well. So he hasn't done his GCSEs this year. Well, he did one GCSE. He did statistics, because it's kind of like a GCSE. I always say O levels, it drives them insane. A GCSE for free. So because they cover it all in maths anyway. And his brother Archie is super maths brainy. So really finds it very easy to him, coming to him. So, but Gilbert not so much. But he got a 6, which is super good. And he thought he'd failed. So I'm really proud of him. He got a B and he's got one under his belt already. So, and he's doing very well. Almost 6 foot. And yeah, just an absolute joy. He's a little sunbeam of positivity and happiness, no matter what life throws at him. Really proud of him. Right, okay. I will have to love you and leave you. So I would love to chat more, but I'm going to let you get on with your day. Any questions, any comments? As ever, I'll save this live onto our grid. Huge apologies for the rather jumpy start. That won't happen next time. And I promise you that I will be back very soon. Oh, this has been so nice. So good to see you. Lots of love. Have a gorgeous afternoon. And yeah, see you very soon. Big kiss.